Anyone else remember the other toys in this line called Prehistoric Pets? This is from Mattel, right? Because I have this. In fact, I actually have 2 of these. I never found the Dimetrodon, but I do have the Pterosaur as well. The Pterosaur actually has this missile that's like sticky if you like wash it. That it's like the shape of a baby what you call this dragonfly, and like if you pull down on its tail, it would like spit it out. I still have that. Oh my god, core memory unlocked. Yes, and they also made like mini versions, right? I also have the small Rex that like pees. Yes, where is it? Oh, they also had like a beetle? I didn't know that. Yeah, this one! Oh my god, I had this one. And I also remember as a kid, I really wanted this one because it had like I don't think you can see it in the image, but it had like feathers on his arms, and like, because as a kid, I really wanted to have like a baby feathered raptors, and I really wanted one. But I think when my family was traveling in like, was it France or something? We ended up like parking in a parking lot, and was it? No, I don't think it was France. I think it was like somewhere in Austria. I think it was Austria because I think, yeah, we took like a car drive down south from Germany, so I think it was like Austria because I remember getting a pamphlet from like a tour guide center nearby, and it was talking about some sort of like dinosaur footprint site. But it was not in German, so, yeah, I do remember, it was probably somewhere in Austria, not to be confused with Australia, which is, on the other side of the globe, but anyways, when I went out of the parking lot was connected to a supermarket, and I remember seeing these guys on sale in the supermarket for 9 euros a pop, and I was begging my parents to get me this guy, and, lo and behold, for some reason, my parents didn't buy me one. And it's still something I'm still upset to this day, because this guy looks so cool, man. Like, and like, this is like, that's like the only time I ever saw that guy. I never saw this guy in store ever again. So, yeah, a bit of a bummer, but, this guy, another huge core memory unlocked. Yes, sure. So, this guy might actually be the reason I like the Dilophosaurus, like, unironically, because I really wanted this guy in my local toy store. So, back when I lived in Frankfurt, we always used to drive to my primary school, and on the way, there would be a toy store, and my mom and, would occasionally drop us by at the toy store before we went home. So, sometimes I would go and see this guy. Like, he was like, I think he was, this guy and the Pterosaur was on the display shelf all the way in the back. I remember that. You had the door, you walked in, there was a cashier, and I think over here is where they like sold, they had like a big, like a box of all like the high quality dinosaur stuff. They sold like, Collector, I think they sold Schleich and Papo. They were all in these trays, and all the way over in the back, they would actually have like a staircase that would lead over to the storage room. And on the wall, in front of the storage room, they sold exactly one of these Dilos and one of these Pterosaurs. So this one was on sale for like 60 euros. And, well, this was pretty expensive. Like, even back in the day, this was like a really expensive guy. And I think I was like begging my mom to get me this guy for like a year, I think. I genuinely think I really wanted this guy for like a year. Because I really like the appeal of having like a baby Dilo pet that spits water. Was really crazy for me, like me, 12-year-old Lopho. Like, it was an insane toy. So I think eventually, like, my mom would get me this guy for my birthday, I think. And I think I got the Pterosaur eventually as well. She would also buy me the Pterosaur. But it was like 6-7 month like gap, I think. So the way this Dilo toy would work is that they would, the way this Dilo toy would work is, so the way it worked is that the Dilo would actually have what the Dilo toy would do is it would have, you would have like a canister that you could fill it up with water. And you'd have like a wire that went through in its mouth. And I think if you like, in the back, on the dorsal fins or like these spikes, there would be a sensor. If you're pressed on it, the toy would like rear up. And like when it would rear up, it would like open up, I don't know how the innards actually work, but I do know that when it reared up, it would like open up the canister and it would let the water flow in its mouth and it would like spit at you. And there was also like, in front of the nose, there's also like a hole, which is like a sensor. So if you like put your hand in, it would rear up and it would start spitting. So yeah, crazy ass toy. And you just know I had to take it to school, man. Like, this is like a 60-euro toy. I dropped the toy on the very first day I took it to school. I don't remember how it happened, but I think I broke something in its like left jaw or something. I think it broke like it chipped like its jaw mechanism. Like it would rear up, but its mouth wouldn't open. So the toy would kind of just throw up on in its mouth while the mouth was still closed, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that was really of a bummer. And I couldn't dare tell my mom, like I couldn't like ask, because like my mom would always get upset. And like I didn't really want to make my mom upset because like she bought me the toy, the guy I was wanting for an entire year. And because like, you know, she finally spent like 60 euros buying me this Dilo. And like, imagine if I brought it to school the very next day and dropped it and it broke it, right? Like, I didn't want my mom to get upset and tell me shit like, oh, Lopho, you didn't take care of your dinosaur. Guess what? I'm not gonna buy you an expensive toy ever again, you know? Like logically speaking, right? Obviously, I didn't want to tell my mom that, so I just kind of just shut my mouth and I just kind of held it like that. I just kept it as a back pocket, and my mom would occasionally ask me, hey Lopho, you know, I got you this really cool dinosaur toy. Why aren't you playing with it? And I'm like, yeah, mom. Well, I mean, I'm still playing with it. I'm just not using its spitting mechanism for some reason. And well, my mom never thought of it otherwise. But lo and behold, I think like 5-6 years later, when I was like in my 5th grade and we were gonna head back to South Korea because I think my dad had something to his job and he had to do some, like the reason I was in Germany in the first place was because my father had to do something in his job that was related to him working in Germany. So our family was just staying in Germany, but his job, whatever it was wrapped up. So we were now heading back to South Korea, and on every weekend, I don't exactly know where it was. I think my mom brought me there like once, and that's where I found the Fossil League DS chip, but that's a story for a whole nother day. But my mom would actually find this exact same toy for 9 euros. But the thing is that, remember how I said that the way this Dilo would spit was it had to use a canister on its like right foot, right? The right foot canister was missing. So my mom was like, hey, this is not the toy that you really wanted as when you were like in 2nd grade, right? Well, here I found it again for 9 euros. So I mean, it was a really expensive toy back then, so it was really cheap. So, you know, I just got you another one. I'm like, hell yeah, mom. And then I realized that, well, it was missing the canister, but everything else was working fine. So I transplanted the canister from my old toy that what I had when I was like in 2nd grade, and now I have a fully functioning Dilo. But yeah, that's how I have like 2 of these guys. A crazy story.